Hi guys, welcome back to Happy Learning. Welcome to my new, series of Happy Learning. That is a mobile application, creating mobile app. So in this video, I'm going to use a technology right from that scratch from UX design and wireframe to the deployment in a Firebase after creating an application, a mobile application or anything. So I have a two ideas of creating. So one is by Angular 9 and the second one is Bionic framework. So both we are going to use Angular. So hopefully I can cover the most of the topics in Angular, and after that we can use the same things where I can create a mobile app, the mobile hybrid app by using a native element of Ionic and a Cordova by using Ionic framework, Ionic and Angular framework. So let's get started. So here I'm going to create a UI. So this is my basic skeleton. I already created lots of UI. So here I'm going to create something called admin panel. So here I'm going to um, before that I'll just use it for this was a previous thing, so that's why I created that as admin panel. So before that I'm going to utilize the user screens itself. So I'm not that good in UX designing, but I use a creativity level to create the interactive UIs. So I usually create any UIs by using the flat designs. So which has a very basic box shadows, which ain't. So I'm using a very less cornering of 8 pixel, and so I think it's a little disturbing. So so that is a doodle I got from, so when whoever created, I'm really thankful. It's a really cool doodle. So here so it's a basic layout. So let me tell you how layout works. So here I have a basic main information about the app, and other things called have something called. So for this I'm going to use flat things, and I'll be using a slider here. It's the long way of a slider, so I'll be not using much the things over here. So I'll be using the small is 6 pixel of a thing, and in this I'm going to use my already created. So that is basically this application, this UI I'm going to create basically for those who it's kind of a news feed. Okay, so in a backend we have a panel where we're going to push something, and in a front end we should be able to see it in a proper way. So I'll be using the news feed of I already have images, so let me use one of it. I hardly so I'll be able to see like this. So this is kind of I'm going to say so here I'll just remove this border, and I'm going to give a solid color which is already there in my application. So I'm going to put back to this particular rectangle, so that's how it works. So so here I'm going to say nature is awesome. So here in this I'm going to give an okay, so I'm going to group it first, and after grouping I'll be using this in a backend, and I'll be using this in a group, and so CB, and this group should be must be in a behind of this, and so here I'm going to give some description about that particular you know so let me give some description. So I'm using 12 border corner, and just about that. So here in this I'm going to see 12/04 2020. It's not today's date, so don't worry. I'll be creating today's date. It's 26. It's already 12 o'clock, so I'll be saying 27 of April 2020. So here I'm posting something called um if already have so I have something called Lorium Ipsum. So this is actually a so this is kind of now the blank, if you want to put any placeholders you can use it. So I'll be using a little small it's disturbing, right? So let me use it. So it's kind of when you click on it you'll be opening a different page. So the same way I'll be using something. So I'll be clubbing everything together, and I'll be copying it and I'll paste it the same way, and I'll put back somewhere here. Maybe it is not copied, and somewhere I have placed okay, so this is part of that. That is why it's in. Okay, so this is how it should look, and I'm gonna change this particular image, and I'll be putting some different image over here. Okay, so the same way I'll be copying this and I'll be pasting here. Okay, let's forget it. Let's make it simple, and this is how it should look. It should have some decent level of padding and margins. Okay, so this is how it should be. Here we have two cards, and each card describes about something great about the nature. Okay, so here I'm using some good nature background. Music, I think. So here I'm going to be using another just trying to, I make it simple UI, um, so that we can easily develop the same thing, so I'll begin with the same border radius, and I'll be changing the opacity with the some good color. So here I'm dominating the color with blue, or something this, and some dark more, and I'll be changing the opacity. So here I have opacity in a better way. I think it's not that great. Okay, it's okay, cool. Here I'm going to say, mm, I don't know what I should say, but here I'll be I'll be talking about how many feet have already happened. So I'm going to say 100 feet. So I'm using all caps over here, so I can directly change over here. So but so 100 feet, so I'm going to say, I'm going to give some good amount of so in a proper way. So I'll be centering align this. I'll be using some good kind of amount of line height. So for 100 I'm going to go a little later, and for feet I'm going to, I guess I'm going to increase the level of, so this is how it looks, and I don't want that to look like that, so I'm going to change this thing, and you know I'll keep 100 as it is, and I'll be at the same time I'll just create one more numbering thing. So I'll be using harvest, and I'm going to give a decent lineup between this. I'll be coloring, I'm changing color that white. So here let's make it more perfect. So the both height and width will be same now, but this is not center, so I want to make it center. And if you place everything in a proper way, it automatically changes the way it looks, so here I have 100 feet. At the same time, I'm going to make it simple over here, so I'm going to say this is how it should be. So this is a one the mobile application, and I'm going to this is a nature, right? So I'll be having a category. So now first I'm going to say I have selected nature. It should reflect the selection over here. So at the same time it should, so let me condense this line, check how it looks. Right, okay, so one thing is for that, and one major thing I'm going to do here is, okay, so so here I'm going to change the size of this, somewhat launching like this. So I'll be keeping like this, and in a background I'm going to talk about the, or else I have some better idea now. So I'm going to, so my whole intention is to write the code, so not to um, so I'm really sorry if I'm not using the particular perfect protocol to or create a design using this tool. So I'm really sorry about that, but so mainly into coding, so I just want to know, I just make sure like, okay, I know something about this thing too. Something purple, using purple, most of the time I use purple here. So okay, so this is how it should look as I expected, and I'll be keeping this background of this too. And here I want this to be happen in a proper way, and so we keep one thing outside because I'm going to do some stupid things over here. I'll be copying on, sorry. Does it looks good? Okay, this is how it should look, and I'm going to decrease the opacity the very lightly, and there's a scroll should happen in a way, because I just created just because I'm making sure like it's the whatever the animation I'm going to give, it should happen in a proper way. So I'm going to copy and I'm going to use the same thing over here, somewhere like this, and I'm going to delete this extra. Okay, cool. So this is how it should look. And it's as expected. I was expecting in the same way. Here something is fishy, right? So I'll be using the same methodology that I did. Okay. So I want let me slideshow it, and yeah. So this is how it should look. This is pure, it gives a very good performance when you use the native application, but we are going to achieve the same thing on a hybrid application like Ionic or Angular. So the way I'm going to explain you, maybe I'll be using Angular, so after that I'll be completely converting that to Ionic. So because we are going to use the same kind of there we're going to use ions, but here we are going to use material design, that pretty much same, there is no much difference over there. Yeah, this is how we are going to create a UI and UX been created by using a basic designing tool. And this is pretty much I loved the design how it came. Now cool then, yeah. So this is where I'm going to stop the video, and tomorrow in a new session of Angular, in a new playlist and a new series we're going to learn a basics to advanced level of Angular, and we are going to hopefully we are going to write services for this by using a Node.js and a MongoDB, by using Express or a Fastify. But not if not, but will be using a Firebase. It's depend upon a time we're gonna have, and we're gonna utilize the time in the same way. So till that, wait for my next video, and bye bye.